What if I told you Johnny Depp just did the best work of his whole life, and it had nothing to do with playing a pirate? You've seen him be the funny pirate who walks silly on a ship with a bottle of rum, the quiet candy guy who makes people feel cozy inside, and the sad Edward Scissorhands who accidentally hurt everything he tried to touch. Johnny Depp has spent his whole career playing characters who don't belong, who are strange, or who are hurting on the inside. But nothing, not a single thing could have prepared you for what people just saw in Modi. This isn't just a movie. It's like watching someone's whole heart and soul up on a big screen. It feels like a piece of art that came straight from someone who has really lived through hard stuff, lost things that mattered, and grown from all of it. If you're like most people, you probably thought Johnny Depp was done with Hollywood for good. The news stories were really cruel. The court stuff happened where the whole world could watch. For a while, it felt like he was more of a tabloid headline than a movie star. Maybe you stopped rooting for him. Maybe you were just tired of all the drama. And if that's how you felt, you are definitely not alone. Hollywood holds on to the bad things people do for a really long time, but it doesn't always make it easy for people to start over. But here's the part nobody saw coming. Not only is Depp back, he came back in a way that feels deeper, more real, and more skilled than anything we've ever seen from him before. He isn't just trying to be famous again, he's completely changing what people think he's capable of. And trust me, this is not something you're going to forget anytime soon. The movie Modi, which is short for Amedeo Modigliani, is not your typical Hollywood comeback movie. It doesn't feel like a big noisy blockbuster. There are no huge explosions, no car chases, no giant teams of superheroes. It's not even in color. It's a black and white film that looks really stripped down and simple, and yet it has more real feeling in just one single scene than most big expensive movies have in their entire 2 hours. And here's the part that will really throw you off. Johnny Depp isn't even acting in it. He doesn't show up on screen at all. Instead, he's the director, the person who runs the whole movie, and it's only the second time he's ever done that job. The first time was way back in 1997 with a movie called The Brave. That movie was really close to his heart, but most people didn't notice it back then. So why, after everything that happened, would he try directing again now? And why this story of all stories? The answer turns out to be really personal. Modi is about a real man named Amedeo Modigliani, an Italian artist and sculptor whose work nobody liked or took seriously while he was still alive. People thought he was sloppy, wild, and really bad at taking care of himself. Does that sound like someone we've heard about before? Depp has said out loud that he felt a really strong connection to Modigliani's life. The craziness, the criticism, the constant battle between making the art you want to make and what the people around you think you should do instead. Just like Depp, Modigliani was a guy caught between the beautiful things he created and the really hard and messy life he was living. He died young, and the art world that ignored him back then now thinks he was absolutely incredible. For Depp, telling Modigliani's story felt like telling his own story, just through someone else's pain and struggle. The story of Modi takes place over just 48 really stressful hours in Paris back in 1916. It's a moment when everything in Modigliani's life and art is falling to pieces. He's running from people he owes money to, from the police, and from his own dark thoughts and feelings. He's trying to protect his artwork, to sell his paintings, to feel okay about the choices that have followed him around for so long. And all of this is happening while he feels the crushing weight of people not believing in him, and while slowly starting to understand that truly gifted people often don't get recognized until it's already too late. There's no big dramatic ending, no moment where everything blows sky high. Just a slow and very up-close look at a man who gave everything to his art and got nothing but judgment in return. Depp. It seems knew exactly the right way to tell that kind of story. And even though Depp stays behind the camera the whole time, you can feel him in every single part of the film. The way the scenes are lit, with really strong differences between the dark and bright parts, shows the two sides of both Modigliani and Depp himself. The way quiet moments are used is really smart and powerful. There are whole parts of the movie where nobody says a single word, but you can still feel exactly what the characters are going through. There's one scene in particular that a lot of viewers say made them cry, where Modigliani just stands there staring at one of his paintings, and it feels like he's looking back over his whole life. You can feel the weight of everything he's carried just from the look on his face without him saying a single thing. Depp clearly understood exactly when to use words, and more importantly, when to stay quiet. Movie critics have been really stunned, not in a big, loud, exciting way, but more like the kind of quiet amazement where people are whispering to each other in the hallway. They've called the film haunting, beautiful, and painfully honest. Peter Travers, a movie critic who has been around forever and is known for being really straight with people, called it a masterclass in holding back and showing care for others. He also said that Depp directs the movie not like someone showing off, but like someone who has finally made peace with the painful parts of his past. That's a huge compliment, especially from a part of the entertainment world that hasn't always been kind to Depp lately. What's even more amazing is how everyday people watching the movie are reacting to it. This isn't just something critics love. Regular people watching it are connecting with it in a really deep and emotional way. People are walking out of movie theaters without saying a word, and some are even crying. They're not just moved by it, they feel like they've been changed by it. One fan said, "I went in thinking I was going to watch a movie about an artist, but I walked out feeling like I understood something new about myself." Other people have gone back to watch it a second or even third time, saying that each time they catch something new, a tiny detail in the background, a small shift in an actor's eyes, a quiet sound in the music they hadn't caught before. This is a film that doesn't just want your full attention, it really needs it, and it gives you so much back when you give it that. Still, some people are still not completely sure what to think about all of this. Is this all just a carefully planned way for Depp to win people back after years of drama and court battles? That's a totally fair question, and honestly a lot of people were thinking it when Modi was first announced. But the movie itself answers that question way better than any press statement or news interview ever could. This isn't about fixing his image. This is about healing. This is about saying something that really matters. This is about finally finding a way to speak after years of being silenced, laughed at, and misunderstood. If this were just about looking good in public, it wouldn't hit you so hard in your gut the way it does. And there's something else that makes this film really stand out. The symbols and deeper meaning are everywhere you look. Every single shot of the film looks like a painting itself. The choice to film everything in black and white isn't just about how it looks. It means something. It shows the extreme differences in Modigliani's life. Being a genius but also coming apart. Creating beautiful things but also falling to pieces. Being loved by some and rejected by others. Depp plays with light in a way that brings to mind really old classic Italian paintings, where shadows and bright light are always in a battle with each other. It's a quiet technique that works almost without you noticing, but it says so much. There's one really powerful scene where Modigliani is sitting in a room where half of him is lit up by light coming through a window, and the other half of him is completely in the dark. It's a symbol so simple and clear you don't even need anyone to spell it out for you. The actors in the movie have also talked about what it was like to work with Depp. They say he wasn't the kind of director who tries to control everything, but more like a teammate who understood what it feels like to be lost and tried to make a space where everyone could find themselves. A lot of them said it was one of the most emotionally supportive movie sets they had ever been on. Depp, it seems, wasn't just making a film. He was creating a safe place, somewhere people could really dig deep, open up about the things that make them feel vulnerable, and find what's true about themselves in that process. That kind of environment is really rare anywhere, but especially on a movie set. One small detail that might really surprise you is just how involved Depp was in every single part of making this film. He wasn't just calling the shots from behind the camera. He helped pick the music for the movie, which was made with simple piano and cello sounds that fit perfectly with the movie's sad and heavy feeling. He was also part of choosing the costumes, deciding how the sets looked, and even how the movie was put together at the very end. In fact, they say he spent weeks in the editing room carefully working on the film until it felt exactly right. That level of hard work and dedication isn't about having a big ego. It's about caring deeply and for real.